domestic violence. And again, we are streaming live on Facebook. We are on YouTube, so you can catch the conversation there. Today, we're going to be doing more talk than music. How about that? For those of you who enjoy more musical conversations, please engage, let us know your thoughts. We're speaking with a special guest, Miss Amber Ann's Lyons. And as we talk about her story, let's just talk about who she is. Miss Amber is a co-founder, visionary. She's a speaker, preacher, and teacher. Domestic violence is what she talks mainly about. And to the youth, she is an advocate. Today, she's here with us. She's also hosting podcast. And Amber is from Brooklyn, New York, and she has been in the Atlanta area since 2011. She's an ordained elder and she's serving at her church in Loganville. We thank God that she's founded From Pain to Purpose Incorporated, which is a nonprofit organization, and it provides domestic violence and teen dating violence awareness. As an advocate, we're going to speak with her today, and she's going to share some light about who she is and what her story is all about. Hello, Miss Amber Ann Lyons.
Hello and good morning, Miss Tinasha Gray. Thank you so much for having me here with you today.
You are welcome. Thank you for being here. And we know we're off to a start,
Yes.
But let's get into the conversation, just talking about who you are and some of the things that you've been through.
Mm-hmm. Well, I am Amber Lyons. I am a mother. I am a grandmother. I'm a mother of 3 amazing adult children.
Okay.
My oldest daughter just turned 37 yesterday, and Naquana Thomas, and my younger daughter Janelle is 28. She has a birthday coming up next month. She'll be 29. And then my son Emmanuel Lyons is just turned 22 in June. So I'm a proud mother. He is a recent graduate. He graduated in May from Kennesaw State University with his Bachelor of Arts in Theater and Performance Studies with a concentration in acting. And I'm a proud grandma of 4. I have 4 grandchildren, Torian and Tegan Thomas. They're my oldest and youngest of my oldest daughter. And then Zaire and Zayana Ratley, 5 and 4 of my younger daughter, Janelle. So that's, as a woman, that's a big part of who I am, because I'm very, very family oriented. So I love my children, love my grandchildren, all of my family. I am an elder. I serve as an ordained elder at Spirit and Truth International Worship Center in Loganville, Georgia, where I serve under the auspices of my pastors, Senior Pastor Kurt and Nedra Buckmeyer. And I serve as the elder over the social media ministry, the leader over that ministry. I serve as the elder over that. And then the singles ministry, our SALT, Single Adults Living Truth. I serve as the elder over the leader of that ministry. So we're quite busy in ministry. I am the founder and the CEO of From Pain to Purpose Incorporated, which is, as you have already stated, is a domestic violence and teen dating violence advocacy organization that we work in the community to educate, to equip, to empower men, women, children of all ages in regards to the intervention and prevention of domestic violence and teen dating violence. Somebody asked me, I was on a call last night with the Mary Kay Foundation. They want to do some partnering with me on a national event. And they asked me, one of the doctors asked me, why are you doing domestic violence and teen dating violence? Those are big areas within themselves. So why are you doing them both? I said, because they intertwine. We're trying to get these young girls to have healthy relationships and these young men to be able to value themselves so that they can value the young girls. And then we can prevent the domestic violence in the home. If we can stop it when they're younger, because a lot of them have experienced it in their home. If we can stop it, then we want to do prevention instead of intervention. So That's a big part of what we do. We work with all kind of agencies, the governmental agencies. We've gotten proclamations from mayors from Lithonia, from Stone Mountain, from Loganville, for the work that we've done in the community. We've gotten a couple of proclamations from the CEO, the former CEO of DeKalb County, Lee May, and just work with churches. The faith-based community is very important that we work in to educate faith-based leaders to be able to understand that as a faith-based community, we have a responsibility to be and to be accountable to people in our houses of worship so that we can educate them and give them resources about domestic violence. So this is what we do in the community and so much more, which I'm sure we'll get to as we go down the line. We have a powerful youth organization called Healing Pain Through the Arts, where we use the arts as a cathartic tool to be able to help our young people heal pain. You know, they love the arts, music, dance, drama, visual arts, rapping, no matter what it is, playing an instrument, they love the arts. And they say music is the universal language. It soothes the savage beast. So if we can take the art form that the world has taken and almost corrupted when it comes to the degradation of women and how they talk about us and treat us, if we can take that back and let our young people use it with love and teach them how to have healthy relationships, then we can be able to do some great things in our community. So our Healing Pain Through the Arts youth program is phenomenal. We do so much through that program. So we have actually last night we were on our Youth Speak Out podcast. That's part of one of the initiatives of our Healing Pain Through the Arts, where we have a podcast that we provide a platform for young people to be able to talk about whatever it is they want to talk about, whatever they're dealing with, whether it's young and Black in America, whether it's relationship, whether it's your goals, whether it's your mental health, whatever it is, we give them that platform. And we provide that through Facebook Live, YouTube Live, every other Thursday, and it's streaming digitally on 6 digital platforms. So
you're doing a lot, lady.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, I'm truly honored to meet you and just to talk about some of the things that you've done. So you've been appointed domestic violence advocate of Atlanta chapter.
Yes. Of the World Women's Conference and Awards global organization. It's a global organization for the uplifting and building of women and girls through skills advocacy and through skills advocacy and I'm missing one, but
okay. But it's a movement.
Yes,
either way. But tell me, what's your story with
access? I knew I was going to get
Got it. What is your story with domestic violence?
My story with domestic violence is it's a place that God brought me from. I look at it as part of a dark part of my past. When you're in a home and a marriage that is filled with, toxic, unhealthy, even abusive environment, you have to be able to wake up and understand that God has created you to live above those type of issues, and that's not what God created you to live in. So unfortunately, sometimes, in life things happen, and what we want to do is be able to grow from that and not stay stuck in that place where, you're still living in a place where you are literally dying inside. People always saw me as a strong woman, like she don't have nothing wrong, there's nothing going on. I even had somebody even say that to me, one time, that they didn't think anything was wrong with me when my marriage started. When they found out that my marriage started falling apart, but they didn't see the years that was behind that. And it doesn't matter how strong you are, at some point, everyone has a breaking point, and everyone has a point in their life where they need to be able to, if you continue to believe God for change and believe God and pray and believe God to work it out and fix it, and you separate and come back together and separate and come back together, and it's still not working, at some point you have to make a change. When you have your children saying to you, when are you going to get a divorce? And you're still trying to hold on because you don't want a divorce, but you don't want to do that in God's sight. You have to wake up and be able to move forward and understand that this is not what God has for you. And there's no ill intent being held. Everything that I do is being done from a place of purpose. You see, the thing that we don't realize, especially in the church, we want to quote the scripture, especially when it comes to, and they overcame him by the word of the Lord and by their testimony, by the word of the Lord. So what we have to understand is that everybody does have a testimony.
Right.
And we can't box people's testimony in and say, oh, you can't share this part and you can't share that part because of how you making somebody else look. Listen, the point is that we all going to move forward and then we're all going to grow. It's not the point that the story is being shared. The point is that, are you still the same? Have you grown? Have you moved forward? Are you still not the same person? If you're still not the same person, then to God be the glory. It's all for the glory of God. And that's an issue that's in the faith community that we have to really shed that. And I had to grow to that place because as a domestic violence advocate, I don't use my story as my platform. I use the work that God has called me to do as my platform. You know, I talk about myself when I'm asked. And when people ask me to share, which is more and more now, but I've been working in this community for years doing this work, and it's about the work, you know. So I'm grateful for every opportunity and door that God is opening up for me now, because he's helping me to even shed some. You don't have to worry about what people are thinking about what you're saying, because if you're saying what is the gospel and what's the truth, to God be the glory, and let other people be inspired, healed, and delivered, and get a new mindset and an understanding of what domestic violence really is, because people don't understand what it is. They think if they're not getting killed, shot, if somebody's not beating you all day, then you ain't going through nothing. No, not true.
Tell them the truth. Robin Shockley, she said, tell them.
Robin knows.
To you, Robin.
Robin knows. And people don't realize the re-victimization is real. When you try to re-victimize somebody and try to make them think that they're the blame, or make them think that what they didn't go through wasn't real, you are trying to re-victim. Well, no, not you're trying. You are re-victimizing them. But I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm not. I became a survivor, but you know what I am now? I'm a thriver.
That's right. I love it.
You know, because a thriver goes past survival. They go out and they go in the community and they begin to share, or they begin to tell people what God did for them. That's how you thrive, by helping somebody else and inspiring somebody else.
And, you know, I do want to talk about that, because let's talk about victimization. Let's talk about the fact that a person can be, you know, walking with a story and still walking as a victim. And then you have another individual who are walking with the same story, but they're out of that victim mindset. How can you identify the two?
Well, the person who is still walking as a victim has not come into the knowledge of who they truly are and what calling is on their life. Everybody that goes through domestic violence is not going to champion the cause. Let's just put that out there. It's not everybody does. That's not their purpose. Some people are just grateful to make it out alive. They had to make it out with the clothes on their back in the middle of the night, grabbing their children and running for their lives. So some people are still in places where they are sheltered and they still cannot come out yet. Then everybody is in a different place.
Some people are still broken.
Very broken.
They haven't yet put the pieces back together.
They have not gotten healing. And that's why I do advocate for counseling. I went through a year of counseling. My son, my youngest child, he went through 3 years of counseling. And that's why God gave me healing pain through the arts, because that came from his life, from him using his music to help heal his pain and to inspire others. So that's where that came from. But everybody is in a different place, and we cannot try to put people where they're not. What we can do is surround them, give them the resources that they need to be able to come into their healing. Healing is real. And our mission statement at From Pain to Purpose is healing from the inside out. Because we know how to dress up the outside.
Oh, yes.
But that inside be tore up from the floor up.
We'll be right back. This is some good stuff right here at 106 Live Radio.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
Let us remember that we are the United States of America. We are one race. That is the human race. Hate will not win. As we came together in 2011, let us be reminded that we are greater, stronger, and mightier together. Let us unite and fight terrorism, hatred, and discrimination. United we stand, divided we fall.
This message has been brought to you by C. Harper Services Enterprise.
From every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty.
I'll rise up, rise like the day, I'll rise up, in spite of the air.
Some statistics are surprising, some are unbelievable, and some are simply unacceptable. Right now, nearly 30% of U.S. students aren't finishing high school. Nearly 30%, and that's the average. In many places, it's even higher than that. And fixing it is a responsibility that we all share. This is President Obama, and I urge everyone, not just parents, but friends and neighbors and family members, to take responsibility for encouraging the high school students in your communities, to support them, challenge them, push them a little, and do whatever it takes to help them make it through. Because this is one statistic we simply can't afford to ignore.
You can do your part by going to boostup.org and sending an email, a text message, or even a wake-up call to a student at risk of dropping out. Go to boostup.org and provide the boost that's needed to make it to graduation. A message from the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Your vote, your voice. Voting is your chance to stand up and give voice to the issues you care most about. It is an opportunity to hold elected officials accountable for how they use your tax dollars and the decisions they make that affect your community and generations to come. Remember, your vote is your voice. This is a special announcement from 106 Live Radio and 106 Inspiration, encouraging you to cast your vote.
Are you thinking of changing your marketing strategy? 106 Live Radio is the solution you need to promote your goods and services. For a limited time only, we are offering special advertising rates on our fast-growing radio network. We can also help you create an audio commercial or a website banner that fits your business needs. It is just that simple. Visit our website at 106liveradio.com for details.
Bringing you the best shows and music 24/7 on your favorite radio. It's 106liveradio.com.
This discussion is made possible through the Source of Wellness Ministries,
a ministry designed to promote balance between soul, spirit, body connection. At Source of Wellness, we believe optimum wellness is achievable. We encourage you to experience the difference with connection to the source.
As wellness enthusiasts, our focus is to live a well-balanced life that pleases the Lord Jesus Christ. A well-balanced life gives you direction. It keeps you on the right path that ultimately leads you to the fulfillment of your divine calling.
Our mission at Source of Wellness Ministries is to facilitate comfort, coach through wellness education, and empower you to live well, move well, and be well.
To get more information and to learn more about our ministries, who we are, our beliefs, and mission, please visit us online at sourceofwellness.org. Please email us at info@sourceofwellness.org.
Our book series and written testimony are all available on Amazon.com. We pray that you are inspired to live a full and abundant life, to aspire to wholeness and your overall health and wellness.
I've seen rain, it's been dark, I've felt pain, got these scars. Sometimes it's all I can remember. Where's the sun? Give me light. Got to be more to this life. Can't lie, it's been colder than December. But when it comes to survival, there's only one friend that I know that I can truly depend on. I know the way that you love me, the way that you love me is everything I need. So never let me go. The way that you told me that you would always be everything I need. Don't never let me go. Don't never let me go. Don't never let me go. The way that you love me. Don't never let me go. Bound to break, lose my mind. Wanna scream, wanna cry. Help me, Father. Said I need you now more than ever, yeah. Cause I'm contemplating turning back. I feel like saying it's a wrap, but I can't handle all of that. So I surrender, Lord. Cause when it comes to survival, you're the one friend that I know that I can truly depend on. I know the way that you love me, the way that you love me is everything I need. Don't never let me go. The way that you told me that you would always be everything I need. Don't never let me go. Don't never let me go. Don't never let me go. The way that you love me, don't never let me go. See, if you've been through what I've been through, you know exactly what God can do. See, that's the reason I sing this tune. Don't ever let me go. See, if you've been through what I've been through, you know exactly what God can do. See, that's the reason I sing this tune. Don't ever let me go. The way that you love me, the way that you love me is everything I need. Don't ever let me go. The way that you told me that you would always be everything I need. Don't never let me go. No, no, no. Don't never let me go. Don't never let me go. The way that you love me. Don't never let me go. No, no. Don't ever let me go. Never let me go. I want you forever. I need you forever. Stay with me forever. Don't ever. Truth is, I really need every hour. So don't ever. Don't ever. The way that you love me, don't ever let me go.
This month, we celebrate the fighters, the conquerors, the strong, the brave, the beautiful women who wear pink every single day. Over 220,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer, and over 40,000 lose their lives to it every single year, losing mothers, daughters, sisters, and friends. But knowing it exists is half the battle. Tune in all month long as 106 Live Radio brings you tips on how to detect this horrible disease early. And to those warriors, we walk with you, we stand with you, we fight with you, and together we will.
Is on your radio. 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
we're back. We're back right here, 106 Live Radio. I'm your host, Tinasha Gray, enjoying a beautiful day right here. And I'm asking each and every one of you to share this broadcast because we know Amber is speaking life. She's speaking truth. She is going into some of the things that she has been doing for the last few months, even during COVID. They're still continuing to push this information out to individuals, advocating and bringing others to that awareness whereby you can continue to live and move in unison with what God has already spoken over your life. So today, as we get into a second segment here with Amber as an artist manager, she is an advocate for teens, for girls, for women, anything pertaining to do with crisis in the community. You can consider Amber your person to contact. And so I do want to have her come in and share again concerning what she's been doing in our community. Hey, Amber.
Hey, thank you for having me again. It's an honor to
Absolutely.
be here. It looks like the feed dropped on Facebook. I don't see it anymore out there.
Okay, let me get
But
it.
we're good.
Alrighty, go ahead.
So, some of the other things that I have going on, the World Women Conference and Awards, global organization that we talked about, where we provide access, advocacy, and skills to young women, and young girls and women in the community all around the world. There's chapters all around the world under the founder of Regine Sinakis. She's from Estonia, and she founded this organization, and she is a powerful woman in her own right. And I came into the organization through our chapter leader, Lakeisha James, who is the leader of the Atlanta chapter. And she actually brought me in, and I became the leader of, not the leader, but the domestic violence and youth advocate of the Atlanta chapter. So I also, after I became the domestic violence and youth advocate for the Atlanta chapter, I had an interview with our founder, Regine Sinakis, and called How to Dominate the Decade. So she reached out to me and did an interview. And prior to the interview, God had spoke to me and told me that after the interview, she was going to elevate me. Now, I had no idea what God was talking about. And the interview was pre-recorded. And after the interview, we stayed on and talked, and she elevated me to the leader of the Young Leaders Club. And that's right now I'm operating in that globally.
Okay,
I'm speaking to
wow.
young people in Los Cabos, Mexico, young people in London, all over the world to be able to, we're going to be bringing in some young people from Africa. We have chapters all over the world. And it's an awesome task. I'm working with Yvonne Gamble, who is the head of the grassroots committee. I'm working with her to be able to continue to build this platform and this program for the Young Leaders Club. And Regine Sinakis has given me the just the green light to go ahead and work with. They have mentors already in place that are ready to be able to mentor these young people. And I'm the leader of this amazing, powerful opportunity. And I'm humbled to accept it and to work in it. And I've been talking to some of the young people already, and it's exciting. They're like, "Oh, you're so nice." So we're going to be going to Los Cabos, Mexico next year, November 2021, for their event. Yeah, they're going to be making room for me to come, and we're going to be hanging out there, and we're going to be doing some phenomenal things. We're preparing for a meet and greet. And if there's young people that are watching, or people who have young people who you think have a vision and have purpose, and you would like to get them involved in something that is greater than themselves, reach out to me, and so that we could try to connect them as part of our Young Leaders Club. And we're looking for powerful young people who that they have something that they desire to do, and they might need someone to come alongside and provide them with some advocacy, some access, and some resources and some skills. So reach out to me. Let me know that you have some young people that will be interested in being a part. And we're going to be actually doing the first event in January called New Year, New You.
New Year, New You.
Yes, because 2020 has taken everybody by storm, and 2020 has, taken a lot of people's hopes and dreams away from them. And 2020 has put a lot of people in a place where they feel stagnant, where they feel like they're immobile, where they feel like they're stuck, where they feel like they can't move forward. But we come to breathe life into you right now in October, the end of October, moving into the last 2 months of this year. You don't have to wait for January 2021 to get your act together. You don't have to wait for them. Do it now. And now, right now, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, according to Hebrews 11:1. I taught Bible study last Wednesday, not this Wednesday before. And God said, now, when you begin to move out on the things that God has assigned to you and just breathe life into you, just gave you a vision, a dream, a desire. He said he's going to give you new opportunities waiting. That's what now is. Yes. So if we just shed 2020, what has happened during this pandemic, I know people have passed away, and because we're not trying to deny that. We know that it's real. It's stopped us in our tracks. We've never been in this place before. The domestic violence numbers have doubled and tripled in some places. You have calls coming into hotlines all over the world where the calls have doubled and tripled because domestic violence, people that's suffering in silence and in their homes, they can't get to some family members. They can't get to the resources. They can't get to the phone line sometimes to even call for help. So it's serious. We understand that, but we want you to feel empowered to know that we have your back and that we're here to help you move forward and transition from that place of pain to a place of purpose.
That's awesome. That's awesome because we have to, find a way to pivot during this season.
Pivot.
I believe it. If we do nothing else, come on, find a way to recalibrate, to reset, and keep it moving. For me, it's been a super fantastic year.
Come on,
and
now.
I'm not lying. I'm being very honest, very real, but I understand for others. Now, we've lost family members during this season.
Yes.
We have experienced everything that others have experienced.
Yes.
But there is something about this year that I believe caused me to even become established, grounded, and rooted. And guess what? We still have to be relevant.
Yes.
We still have to maintain that vibrant energy and spirit that God has placed inside of us.
That's right.
No doubt about it.
That's right.
This year cannot be discounted.
Listen, I talked to someone recently and they're like, 2020, and this was a man, 2020 is over. I just put it away. I'm just taking the rest of the year off. I'm not doing anything. And I've talked to several people who have said that. And it's like, no, you cannot just throw the rest of the year away. 2020, we came into 2020 saying 2020, the year of vision, 2020, we're going to have great ideas and great vision. And then the pandemic hit and everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people lost their vision. They have vision, they have eyesight, but they don't have any vision. So you have to be able to take the scales off of your eyes. And when you're not seeing through the lens of faith, you're going to see 2020 as throw it in the garbage. We have been through a lot. We cannot discount that. It's so much that has gone on in 2020 that don't even have, people are getting sick and are passing away that has nothing to do with COVID-19. As my senior pastor Kurt Buckmeyer has been saying, life is still moving forward. Yes, we are in a pandemic, but life is still moving on. So we have to move with life, even if we move ever so strategically. But like you said, we have to pivot. And if we don't learn how to pivot and continue to move forward, we're going to stay stuck in that place of depression, that place of woe is me, that place of, I don't see my way through this. We don't know how long this pandemic is going to be.
No.
So are we going to stay like this forever? We have to gather ourselves, and we have to, like Jesus told the disciples in the Garden of Gethsemane, he said, wake up. He came back once, they were still asleep. He came back twice, they were still asleep. He came back the third time and he rebuked them. And he said, listen, you got to wake up because we have to rise up and be going because the enemy is ready to betray us. And that's where we find ourselves today. All of the racial injustice, all of the things that's going on, this election, all of the things that's going on in our lives, in our countries, in our communities. We must truly wake up and not just be woke, but we gotta wake up and be able to move forward.
And I tell you, coming into this year 2020 and calling it the year of vision, or decreeing or making your declarations, how do you do that without a plan? How do you effectively accomplish the year of vision without a plan?
Yes.
Did you come in with a plan?
Yes.
Did you have your plan already established way back?
Yeah.
Within the last quarter at least of 2019? COVID was already around. 2019.
Yeah. But guess what? Sometimes the plan has to be tweaked.
And that's okay.
Sometimes the plan, you got to take
plan.
that plan and say, listen, plan A ain't working. We got to tweak this. We got to flip it upside down. We got to turn it around. We got to change some things. Okay, so we can't get together. We got to pivot and go to virtual.
Sure.
And that's
you've
what we
done
did.
That.
And that's what we did. And from Pain to Purpose, we took our You Speak Out podcast virtual. Now, our Healing Pain Through the Arts Healing Pain Through the Arts Teen Spotlight Awards, where we honor young people in the community who have overcome life challenges and adversities. We honored 11 young people, younger preteens to young adults in 2018. And this year, 2020, we had plans to honor 20. And we kept postponing it because we do it in person. But we're going to be doing it in 2021. So maybe we're on 21 young people. We don't know, but we still have to be able to. So we're taking the From Pain to Purpose and we refocused it and start doing the work with the You Speak Out podcast, took that virtual, and they are thriving. You know how many young people or people have started podcasts during the pandemic and it's over? It's not happening anymore. But we're still going. We're thriving. And these young people are excited to move forward and to continue to getting ideas and want to do more. So this is breathing life. It's breathing life into our now generation. You know what I call our youth? I speak about them in capital letters. OUR, because as adults we are very tunnel vision. We're selfish. We think about what me, myself, and I, my plan, my vision, my this. We're not supporting one another. But if COVID-19 didn't teach us anything else, it should have taught us that we need to come together, partner together, collaborate together, work together, because one can chase 1,000, but two can put 10,000 to flight. And our young people are outstanding, they're unique, and they are refined. And that's what I say about them. They're ours. If we begin to see them as not just your Jimmy and your Susie, but the village. We are re-raising the village at From Pain to Purpose. And that is what we're moving forward with. And that's how we pivot and shift during COVID-19 and everything that's going on in our world.
Absolutely. And we are truly enjoying your conversation. Now, I know that, we only have you for a short time, but would you share some of your contacts with our listening audience?
I certainly will. You can contact us at our website. It's www.frompaintopurpose.net. That's www.frompaintopurpose.net. I keep looking at you and speaking over here. www.frompaintopurpose.net. If someone could type that in the comments, I would appreciate that. www.frompaintopurpose.net. You can contact us. You can reach us through our social media. You can send us a message. You can even support the causes that we're doing through there. You can also contact and reach me through Lyons, LYONS @gmail.com. That's FromPain2Purpose @gmail.com. That's our email. You can contact us at 404-919-8371, 404-919-8371. And please follow us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at From Pain to Purpose, Inc. You have to put that Inc. on YouTube. Go ring that bell. You can see so many wonderful episodes of You Speak Out, some of the interviews and some of the things that we've done on there. And on Instagram, we're From Pain to Purpose. on Twitter, Pain, the number 2 Purpose, and I am Amber Lyons on Instagram. So reach out to us, connect with us. I'm Amber Ann Lyons on Facebook, and we also have our Healing Pain Through the Arts Facebook group. So we got a myriad of ways for you to contact us and reach out to us and work with us. And I definitely want to share. My son and I published co-authors in a book collaboration called Wake Up Winning No Matter What, because losing is not an option.
Yay.
We have to have a winner's mentality, and we want you to have a winner's mentality. You can contact us to purchase the book. And this book is a book collaboration from the vision of my World Women Conference and Awards Atlanta chapter sister, the motivational queen, Wanda D. Hollis. She is the visionary of this book. They have volume 2 coming out now. And my son and I are co-authors in this book. This came out in 2018, and he became a published author at 20 years old. Wow. He's the youngest author in the book. And this is a mentality that we need to embrace during this time in order for us to move forward.
Winning every day.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that everything is the way you want it to be. But it does mean that your mindset determines that no matter what it looks like, you're still a winner.
You are a winner. And that's what we talk about here on Tinasha Gray Show, the win-win mentality. That mentality is what we need each and every day. I love it. Wake up winning.
Yes.
Wake up winning. I love it.
Because losing's not an option.
That's right. That's right. We are winners. I often play my favorite song every morning, Winning.
All right.
Yep, because losing is not an option.
Amen.
Yes. Thank you so much, Miss Amber Lyons. We appreciate you. Folks, we want you to go check it out from paintopurpose.net. Check out Amber, and we appreciate you for being here. Again, thank you so much.
It's my honor. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Your vote, your voice. Voting is your chance to stand up and give voice to the issues you care most about. It is an opportunity to hold elected officials accountable for how they use your tax dollars and the decisions they make that affect your community and generations to come. Remember, your vote is your voice. This is a special announcement from 106 Live Radio and 106 Inspiration, encouraging you to cast your vote.
If you talk and they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
LiveFly is a place where your unique ideas are embraced and blank canvases come alive. If you dream it, we will help you build it. We are your brand and social network and cheerleaders. For more information, visit us at www.lipfly.com or call 770-906-1669. LIPFLY on all social media platforms. Build, brand, buzz. That's LipFly.
We're all doing a lot. A lot of swiping, scrolling, and social media stalking. A whole lot of nothing. So let's take a stand against sitting. Let's care more about strolling than scrolling. Let's make moves together, starting now.
Let us remember that we are the United States of America. We are one race. That is the human race. Hate will not win. As we came together in 2011, let us be reminded that we are greater, stronger, and mightier together. Let us unite and fight terrorism, hatred, and discrimination. United we stand, divided we fall.
This message has been brought to you by C. Harper Services Enterprise.
All we need is hope, and for that we have each other.
COVID-19 has changed the way we do everything. If you have a product or service, if you own a business, 106 Live Radio is the place for you. We've got some options for you, whether it's interviews, whether it's advertising, whether it's just sharing with our listening audience what it is you do. Please contact us at advertise@106 Live Radio, and we will give you the options that will best serve you. Don't let COVID-19 destroy your business or entity. There's hope. Give us a call.
Uplifting, inspiring, and encouraging. Thanks for choosing 106inspiration.com.
This discussion is made possible through the Source of Wellness Ministries,
a ministry designed to promote balance between soul, spirit, body connection. At Source of Wellness, we believe optimum wellness is achievable. We encourage you to experience the difference with connection to the source.
As wellness enthusiasts, our focus is to live a well-balanced life that pleases the Lord Jesus Christ. A well-balanced life gives you direction. It keeps you on the right path that ultimately leads you to the fulfillment of your divine calling.
Our mission at Source of Wellness Ministries is to facilitate comfort, coach through wellness education, and empower you to live well, move well, and be well.
To get more information and to learn more about our ministries, who we are, our beliefs, and mission, please visit us online at sourceofwellness.org. Please email us at info@sourceofwellness.org.
Our book series and written testimony are all available on Amazon.com. We pray that you are inspired to live a full and abundant life, to aspire to wholeness and your overall health and wellness.
I couldn't see with all my mistakes and my regrets surrounding me. So in my shame I pulled away, but like a thief in the middle of a long cold night, you broke into the door of my heart, and you pulled me out of the dark, into the light. You said I'm never too far, never too lost, never too broken. You flipped on the sunshine, kicked the door wide open. Well, you pulled me out of the dark, into the light, into the light. You light up the way. Show me a world of living color from the gray. I never dream of going back. I was deep in the shadows. I was blind and alone, but your love shined down and lit a fire in my soul. You pulled me out of the dark, into the light. You said I'm never too far, never too lost, never too broken. You flipped on the sunshine, kicked the door wide open. Well, you pulled me out of the dark, into the light, into the light. Like a crack in the ground when the sun starts to break through. I saw the light on the day you pulled me out. Like a crack in the ground when the sun starts to break through. I saw the light on the day you pulled me out of the dark. You said I'm never too far, never too lost, never too broken. You flipped on the sunshine, kicked the door wide open. Well, you pulled me out of the dark, into the light, into the light.
This is the Tinasha Gray Show on 106liveradio.com.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Yeah. Well, give me all you got, don't hold it back. Yeah. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. Yeah. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high to bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down. Can't none bring me down. The love is too high to bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high to bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, cause I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Cause I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
This month, we celebrate the fighters, the conquerors, the strong, the brave, the beautiful women who wear pink every single day. Over 220,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer, and over 40,000 lose their lives to it every single year, losing mothers, daughters, sisters, and friends. But knowing it exists is half the battle. Tune in all month long as 106 Live Radio brings you tips on how to detect this horrible disease early. And to those warriors, we walk with you, we stand with you, we fight with you, and together we will.
6 R&B and throwbacks on 106 Live Radio. Atlanta's music leader.
Streaming live from Atlanta to a global audience on your favorite device. From Source of Wellness Media, we are 106inspiration.com.
Tinasha Gray Radio Show on 106 Live Radio. Experience the difference.
Last night put the heavy on me. Woke up and I'm feeling lonely. This world got a way of showing me. Some days it'll lift you up, some days it'll call you bluff. Man, most of my days I ain't got enough. And all I know is you're my only hope.
When I'm up, when I'm down, when the wolves come around, tell me when my feet hit the ground.
I just need you
On my darkest day, when I'm losing faith, tell me no, it ain't gon' change.
I just need you. Lord, I need you. Yeah, I just need you.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff,
they comfort me when I'm beat down, broken. Hold my heart when it's split wide open. Turn these eyes to my soul protector and break the will of this born defector. Cause all I know is you're my only hope.
When I'm up, when I'm down, when the wolves come around, tell me when my feet hit the ground.
I just need you.
On my darkest day, when I'm losing faith, tell me no, it ain't gon' change.
I just need you. Lord, I need you. Yeah, I just need you. You pull me closer. I come to life when you pull me closer. I come to life when you pull me closer. I come to life when you pull me closer. I come to life.
When I'm up, when I'm down, when my feet hit the ground. On my darkest days, no, it ain't gon' change.
Oh Lord, I need you.
When I'm up, when I'm down, when the wolves come around, when my feet hit the ground.
Yeah, I need you.
On my darkest days, when I'm losing faith, no, it ain't gon' change.
Ain't no way this thing gon' change. It's you. I need, it's you. I need all my darkest days when I'm losing faith. I need you. I need, it's you. I need every single day, every breath I take. I need you.
Like a sweet summer day, you take away all my trouble. Like a soft pouring rain, you wash away all my pain. Every time I think of you and what you do, it makes me happy. A joy I can't explain. Every time I call your name, Jesus, your love's incredible. And it's oh so marvelous. Jesus, your love's incredible, glorious, marvelous. Jesus, your grace is wonderful. You've been so good to us. Jesus, your love's incredible, glorious, marvelous. Like a little baby boy that's full of joy, I can feel you breaking away my chains and healing all my pain from yesterday. And when we both knew I was wrong, oh Lord, it wasn't long before you helped me. You wiped the shame from my face and gave me grace so I could say, ooh, Jesus, your love's incredible. Marvelous, your love, incredible. And it's crazy. You've been so good. Oh, your love, incredible. And it's oh, it's so incredible, incredible. Your love is incredible, incredible. Your love is incredible. Your love is incredible. When my work is done, Lord, you're the one that I long for. Like a bride on a wedding day. Lord, today I say, I do. And my days, they won't always be bright, but that's alright, 'cause now I see you. There's purpose even in my pain. And if you're loving, can you help me say, hey, so marvelous your love. You've been so good. Jesus, your love's incredible. Marvelous, incredible, incredible. Your love is incredible, incredible. Your love is, oh, your love is, oh, na na na, oh, na 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 na.
Tinasha Gray is on your radio. 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
Greetings, and welcome back to Tinasha Gray Show here on 106 Live Radio. It's a privilege to be with you and to speak all things truth. Today we have a special guest, and we're going to be speaking with you, just knowing that there is so much to be discussed about life and about the challenges that we face. Earlier, we spoke with Miss Amber Lyons, and now we're going to transition into a conversation with Miss Tanika Smith. We are speaking on the topic of domestic violence, just knowing that there's so much that must be discussed. There's no shortage of stories, things that have happened, is happening, and probably will happen in the lives of others. But we do want to assure you that we do not keep silence. We talk about these things because we know when you share on things that have occurred in your life, it actually breaks the power. It breaks the power. And I say that because you can shake off victimization just by speaking some truths based on all the things that have happened. If you've truly overcome it, we can talk about these things as hard as they may be. If you are healed and you have moved past being a victim into the phase of now being a strong thriver, not just a survivor, but one who flourishes, again, you can truly win. And so we're talking about this today with Miss Tanika Smith. Welcome in. Knowing that you have so much that you've been doing in the community, we wanted to have this conversation with you. And I just want to welcome you to Tinasha Gray Show.
Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. You're welcome. What we do understand is that you have survived domestic violence abuse. You've gone through that, but you do have a passion for helping others in the community. We know that there's a lot of strength that you have when you speak about these things with groups. And so we want to talk about what you've gone through, where you are, the things that you do with what purple pearls. We want to talk about that and many more. So again, let's tell me about domestic violence and how this became a story that you were privileged to share.
Well, I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and I just kind of feel that it's my duty to help other women. I was blessed and fortunate enough to get out of the situation with my life. And so I wanted to encourage and help other women that might still be going through it or in the healing process of it.
Okay. Okay. And I'll just encourage you to, and because we're going to be, we're going to be just going into this discussion, and I do want you to be comfortable to share. Is there anything that we can't talk about?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. So how this started for you? Like, when did you first encounter abusive circumstances?
Domestic abuse started for me as a child. I observed my mother go through it. And then I got into a relationship, and then I experienced it personally myself.
Okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So you watch your mom, and what was that like for you?
It was scary. As a child, you see your mother being physically and verbally abused, and it's really scary because you're a child and you want to help, but you don't know what it is that you can do to help. So it was a scary situation.
I can imagine, being a kid and just watching it, but then when you grew up, you never thought that you would encounter anything like that, right?
Never.
And then life happens. You got attracted to someone,
right,
and got into a relationship who, with a person who you probably thought never would hurt you that way.
Never.
Was it worse than you envisioned your mom going through? Was it anything worse?
Oh, it was. Yes, it was way worse.
Wow.
My mother's story is not mine to tell.
Yeah.
I can just, I can only share what I witnessed. But what I witnessed that she went through compared to what I went through, it was really no difference. And if there were other things that went on in my mother's relationship, I wasn't privy to know. So I can only speak on the things that, I knew. And as a woman, now an adult woman, I'm sure there were things that she went through that I wasn't privy to because I didn't share some things with my children. So yeah.
And that's, just to really think about it, because looking back, you can only talk about what you saw.
Right.
So can you imagine the things that may have gone on behind closed doors?
Absolutely.
Now fast forward to your story, your children are watching this. Are they grown? Are they out of their 20s?
I have a 20-year-old. She's on her way to being 21, but she swears she's grown, but she's not grown to me.
Okay.
I have a 20-year-old and a 16-year-old who's soon to be 17. So they're of age.
Yeah. Would you have this talk with them? Would you share?
I've had talks with them. I recently just had conversations with my 16-year-old, she was young and she didn't remember some of the things that went on. But now that I think about it, she's witnessed things at a young age, and I believe subconsciously she might be dealing with those things and not realizing where these feelings and things are coming from because she witnessed things too.
Okay. Okay. And but you knowing the full truth of the matter, you can already tell.
Yeah.
But what are some of the things that you encountered?
Well, I can just tell you where it started.
Okay.
Basically, we were in a relationship. We were childhood friends. We were neighbors. We grew up down the street from one another. I knew his family. He knew my family. We were kind of like almost best friends. I would tell him about my boyfriends. He would tell me about his girlfriends. And we were just really close that way. And then we ended up getting into a relationship, and everything was good for about a year and maybe 2 years. And then I had my daughter, and the first time he hit me was in the parking lot of a Walmart. I was at the Walmart. I had my daughter in my hand, my youngest daughter, our daughter we shared together. And he was irritated with me, and he slapped me in the face. I was singing a song, I think Beyonce, Crazy in Love. I was singing it to him, but I guess he was irritable, but substance abuse was involved. So he was irritable. He hadn't had any sleep. And I got slapped in the parking lot with my daughter in my hand. That was the first time I got hit. And he kind of like ruffled me up against the car at the time.
Wow. How old was your daughter then?
2 months.
So we're talking about 16 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Because that's embarrassing. Especially when you are just, going through life thinking that you're being you.
Just my quirky personality, I was just bubbly and excited, and I was in love. And I was trying to express that to him, and he at that moment he wasn't in the mood for it, I guess. So,
wow. So that was your very first how do you call that? What descriptive word do you use for that encounter?
That was the beginning of the end, really.
Okay, so you recognize that from that moment. And what happened next?
We don't have enough time, but I can just let you know that it progressed from that. It was the crying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I haven't had any sleep, and I love you, so on and so forth. I'll never do it again. A few months will go by. We would get into an argument about something, I don't know. And then it was me getting roughed up or me pulled by my collar, and, so it just progressed. And I remember a police officer telling me one time when we got into it, and I think I might have had I have so many scars. Like I have a scar over my eye, a scar on my lip, and the police officer saying, "Ma'am, it's only going to get worse." And he said, "I don't know you. You seem like a very smart lady." I was a teacher at the time. He said, "You seem like a very smart lady." He was like, this dude is not going to stop. It's going to get worse. And I would just advise you to just leave now. And I heard what he said, and I knew what he was saying was true. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't get out of it.
Why? Help me and the audience to understand why. Because we know you're not going to be the first or the last person to have gone through this. So help me to understand why you couldn't get out of it. Did you have a plan, or you just...
At that time, I did not.
Okay.
At that time, I did not. It was a soul tie. And I was heavily in the church at that time. This was before we even got married.
Okay, so you did get married.
We did get married.
And I'm not saying anything because I was in the same situation. I got abused before marriage and then still went in and got married.
Yes.
And then experienced the worst of the worst.
Yes.
But got out.
Yes.
So, the story goes on. So let's go.
So I was in the church and I just felt as though I really felt like he had an awesome story to tell, that he was called by God, and I still feel that way about him. But I think as Christian women, we sacrifice ourselves for what we feel like God's purpose is. We are not God. It is not our place or our purpose to help God. He doesn't need our help. And so I felt as though because he's called by God and he has this great testimony, and I just felt as though it was my duty and responsibility to help him to see himself as God saw him. And I really believe that that was my downfall, because I allowed my love for God was manipulated and used not only by him, but towards myself. I just I was brought up in the church. My grandmother and my grandfather were heavy in the Church of God in Christ. My grandmother was a state missionary for the state of Hawaii. So church is all I knew, so I just felt it was my duty and responsibility to assist him, because he didn't grow up in church. His family didn't go to church. So I felt like it's my duty, my calling, to help him to see, hey, God is going to use you and you're called and you're a mighty man of valor. So that was my mindset.
But isn't that what we're called to do as a wife? Yes. Or as a friend?
Yes.
To empower others, to nurture them and push them in the direction that we can already see it. Some people, they don't have the vision, but you do. But we're called to do that. But where it went wrong?
We are called to do that. However, we are responsible for caring for ourselves first. We know the saying about pouring out of a half full cup.
Sure. Empty cup in some cases.
Right. So I felt like I lost myself trying to help him. So it is our responsibility as a wife, as a friend, and naturally I'm the friend that people come to for advice, and I'm a counselor. I do that for a living. So it's natural for me to give people advice, but when you're standing in the forest, you can't see the trees. So for my own personal life, I can give everyone else advice, but I lost judgment.
Why do I see myself in you? I mean, you came in saying you look familiar. And now I'm hearing your story, and I'm just kind of like seeing myself in you.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I just had a moment.
Yeah. So it is our responsibility, but we're responsible for caring for ourselves first.
I believe that all the way, because in that, if you were focused on you as much as you were focused on him, because we learn to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. And if you were focused on yourself in the process too, you probably won't go down a path, because then it's like casting your pearls before someone who will trample on it.
Yes.
Go ahead.
That's what happened. And because I lost value and sight of who I was, I allowed that to happen. So, moving forward, we broke up, got back together a million gazillion times.
Really?
Yeah.
That I don't do.
We did.
If I break up, I'm up, break up and out, but yeah. So you just found your way back.
I found my way back.
Okay.
He finally, he would always cry and I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
So then here comes, well, let's get married. And at first I was like, no.
So all of that before marriage. So you were with him for
We were together probably 2 or 3 years before we got married.
Okay. And soul ties are real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you hit it on the head right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you got married.
So then we get
How
married.
was the wedding?
The wedding was horrible. We got into a fight the morning of the wedding.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
I remember my best friend saying before the wedding, is it just me or does this just not feel right? She said that.
Okay. But if you plan something, you have all these people.
And so I'm like, people are here. I'm like, Jewel, people are here. And she just looked at me and she shook her head and she was like, it just doesn't feel right, Tamika. And so she was right. I knew that I wasn't supposed to get married.
Okay.
But fast forwarding to, now I want to get a divorce, right? So, I'm going to my leaders. Look, I want to get a divorce. And, I went to several leaders and, some of them were saying, if that's what you feel like you need to do, then you need to do it. And some of the other, leaders were saying, well, what God put together, let no man tear asunder. And you're married and you have to work out your marriage, and all of that is true. And so I considered all of those things, and I'm married. I want my marriage to work. I don't want my children to go through what I went through as a child and not, having a 2-parent home. So I stayed, but it took me what helped me to get out of the situation was the same scripture. Yes, what God put together, let no man tear asunder. But guess what? God didn't put that together.
Okay, so we do know that there are people who have gotten married, have signed legal documents, and we say it's in the sight of God and man, and I believe God is present everywhere. But there's such a thing as disobedience. Creating a bond, creating a partnership, creating a relationship, a marriage.
Absolutely.
That is not birthed out of God's will.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you joined together, but did God join you together?
Absolutely.
And I kid you not, that's the same story that I have. I was disobedient in getting married in that first instance as well. And I had to get out. And I had to be at peace with the fact that I was disobedient, and now repentance and forgiveness and asking God for a second chance.
Absolutely. And it's my belief that I truly understand the statement of obedience is better than sacrifice. Fast forward to the last huge incident we had is I was living in subsidized housing at the time, and he came and he kicked the door in and he had a knife, and he was threatening to kill me. So this time was different than all the rest because he actually had a knife and he put it to my throat and he put me up against the wall, and I'm remaining calm. I'm trying to get my daughter ready for school. I'm trying to keep her calm, my oldest daughter. But this time was different, and I could tell because I felt like he was serious. Not that he wasn't serious any of the other times, but this time I felt like this could possibly go down today. So I said, well, what about the kids? You're going to kill me in front of our kids? I'm going to kill them too. And so when he said that, I'm like, okay. So my daughter's looking at me and I'm like, just stay calm. Just keep getting dressed for school. Everything's going to be okay. And I instructed her to go in the closet and call someone. And she ended up going in the closet and calling someone. But I had her distracting him to make it seem like, let's just ignore him. Just, let's keep doing what we're doing, because I felt like that would die the situation down. It didn't. So he got irritated because we were ignoring him. And so he pushed me up against the wall and he was like, I'll kill you right here, right now. And so I'm just standing there. I'm not saying anything. I'm just like, okay, just get off of me. You know, I'm trying to stay cool. Get off me. All right, stop. Just stop playing. Get off me. And then he says the craziest thing to me that I never forget. He says, do you think that just because you're covered by the blood, I can't kill you right here, right now? And that was odd to me because I'm like, what? What does that have to do with anything
fight
right
against
now?
you or fight against God?
So I realized at that moment what I was dealing with. I wasn't dealing with him.
Sure.
I was dealing with a spirit or a force that was within him.
Sure.
And so I got scared.
Mm-hmm.
Fear rose up in me.
Mm.
And so I said, I didn't say anything. And I just kind of looked at him, and there was nothing in his eyes, like nothing. So he asked me again, do you think just because you're covered by the blood, I can't kill you right here, right now? And I'm confused because I'm thinking, I'm warning my mind. If I say, no, you can't kill me, Lord, am I going to go to hell because I denied you? I'm having all these thoughts in my mind. So the third time he asked, it was with conviction, challenging me. Do you think just because you're covered by the blood, I can't kill you right here, right now? I don't know. Righteous indignation rose up in me. And I said, no, you can't touch me. By virtue of the fact you saying that, you can't touch me, and I am covered. So leave me alone. There's nothing you can do to me.
Wow.
And it was at that moment, it was like he blanked out. He fell to his knees and he began weeping.
Wow.
And he begged for my forgiveness. It was like he looked at his hands. He saw the knife. Like, what am I doing? And he begged for forgiveness, and he, apologized. And I walk away. He's still on his knees, weeping, crying. I walk away. I'm still getting my children ready. And so finally, I just sit in my chair in my living room, and I'm thinking, this really is happening right now. And so at the moment that I sit down, the police are at the door. They call, the police come in, and he grabs my oldest daughter and puts her in front of him because the police came in with guns drawn. So they wouldn't shoot him or my daughter.
Right.
We'll
be right back. This is intense right here. We'll be right back. 106 Live Radio.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
Let us remember that we are the United States of America. We are one race. That is the human race. Hate will not win. As we came together in 2011, let us be reminded that we are greater, stronger, and mightier together. Let us unite and fight terrorism, hatred, and discrimination. United we stand, divided we fall.
This message has been brought to you by C. Harper Services Enterprise.
From every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty.
I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up in spite of the air.
Some statistics are surprising, some are unbelievable, and some are simply unacceptable. Right now, nearly 30% of U.S. students aren't finishing high school. Nearly 30%. And that's the average. In many places, it's even higher than that. And fixing it is a responsibility that we all share. This is President Obama, and I urge everyone, not just parents, but friends and neighbors and family members, to take responsibility for encouraging the high school students in your communities, to support them, challenge them, push them a little, and do whatever it takes to help them make it through. Because this is one statistic we simply can't afford to ignore.
You can do your part by going to boostup.org and sending an email, a text message, or even a wake-up call to a student at risk of dropping out. Go to boostup.org and provide the boost that's needed to make it to graduation. A message from the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Your vote, your voice. Voting is your chance to stand up and give voice to the issues you care most about. It is an opportunity to hold elected officials accountable for how they use your tax dollars and the decisions they make that affect your community and generations to come. Remember, your vote is your voice. This is a special announcement from 106 Live Radio and 106 Inspiration, encouraging you to cast your vote.
Are you thinking of changing your marketing strategy? 106 Live Radio is the solution you need to promote your goods and services. For a limited time only, we are offering special advertising rates on our fast-growing radio network. We can also help you create an audio commercial or a website banner that fits your business needs. It is just that simple. Visit our website at 106liveradio.com for details.
Bringing you the best shows and music 24/7 on your favorite radio. It's 106liveradio.com.
This discussion is made possible through the Source of Wellness Ministries,
a ministry designed to promote balance between soul, spirit, body connection. At Source of Wellness, we believe optimum wellness is achievable. We encourage you to experience the difference with connection to the source.
As wellness enthusiasts, our focus is to live a well-balanced life that pleases the Lord Jesus Christ. A well-balanced life gives you direction. It keeps you on the right path that ultimately leads you to the fulfillment of your divine calling.
Our mission at Source of Wellness Ministries is to facilitate comfort, coach through wellness education, and empower you to live well, move well, and be well.
To get more information and to learn more about our ministries, who we are, our beliefs, and mission, please visit us online at sourceofwellness.org. Please email us at info@sourceofwellness.org.
Our book series and written testimony are all available on Amazon.com. We pray that you are inspired to live a full and abundant life, to aspire to wholeness and your overall health and wellness.
There will be mountains that I will have to climb, and there will be battles that I will have to fight. But victory or defeat, it's up to me to decide. But how can I expect to win if I never try? I just can't give up now. Come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. Never said there wouldn't be trials. Never said I wouldn't fall. Never said that everything would go the way I wanted to go. But when my back is against the wall and I feel all hope is gone, I'll just lift my head up to the sky and say, help me to be strong. Oh, I just
to leave me. Oh, no, you didn't bring me out here to leave me alone.
We celebrate the fighters, the conquerors, the strong, the brave, the beautiful women who wear pink every single day. Over 220,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer, and over 40,000 lose their lives to it every single year, losing mothers, daughters, sisters, and friends. But knowing it exists is half the battle. Tune in all month long as 106 Live Radio brings you tips on how to detect this horrible disease early. And to those warriors, we walk with you, we stand with you, we fight with you, and together we will.
R&B and throwbacks on 106 Live Radio. Atlanta's music leader.
Streaming live from Atlanta to a global audience on your favorite device. From Source of Wellness Media, we are 106inspiration.com.
The Tinasha Gray Radio Show on 106 Live Radio. Experience the difference.
Like you love me, like you love me, like you love me, like you love me.
Always something trying to steal my mood. My crazy thoughts trying to kill my groove. That's when I hear a voice whisper through the noise that brings a bigger picture into view. Whenever the clouds come into my mind, I won't forget it's you who tells the sun to shine. Every birthday, every night, every second thought about tomorrow's wasting time. You give the sparrows everything they need. You light the stars and you paint the leaves. And you clothe the lilies with your majesty. And you don't even love them like you love me. No, you don't love them like you love me. Love like you love me, like you love me, like you love me, like you love me. Who am I in light of everything that you would choose to set your eyes on me? It blows my mind to think that you would know my name, and I'm adored by the King of Kings. Whenever the clouds come into my mind, I won't forget it's you who tells the sun to shine. Every birthday, every night, every second thought about tomorrow's wasting time. Hey, you give the sparrows everything they need. You light the stars and you paint the leaves. And you clothe the lilies with your majesty. And you don't even love them like you love me. No, you don't love them like you love me. Love like you love me, like you love me, like you love me, like you love me. Break it down one time. Break it down two times. Hey, listen up. Why should I worry? Why should I care? 'Cause nobody loves me, no. Like you love me. Why should I worry? No. Why should I care? Every second thought about tomorrow's wasting time. You give the sparrows everything they need. You light the stars and you paint the leaves. And you clothe the lilies with your majesty. And you don't even love them like you love me. No, you don't love them like you love me. Like you love me, 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 like you love me. Nobody loves me.
This is the Tinasha Gray Show on 106liveradio.com.
Some reason I woke up on the right side of the bed, and you were the first thing in my head. I can't complain, but I praise you instead, 'cause it's my day, it's my season, and I'm a star with my own attitude. I'll express my love and gratitude, 'cause my attitude will change my latitude. Things will go my way, 'cause it's my day. It's gonna be a good 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 day. It's gonna be my day. I let go what's happened in my past, and the time that I had somehow finished last. I ball it up and throw it in the trash, but it's my day. I'm smiling, 'cause I know that today is the day. I'm happy not because of yesterday, but I'm happy 'cause I'm starting with today. Things will go my way, 'cause it's my day. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be my day. It's gonna be a good day. 'Cause it's my day. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be my day. My day. Tired of getting up in the morning with the same old rut and the same old cut. Bugging me, the doctor keep drugging me and I'm sluggish and I can't get out of bed. But instead I'm gonna look to the light, man. Stop blaming my wife, man. I will do it right, man. Fly like a kite, man. I was doing wrong too long, and I'm sick and tired of singing sad songs. I'ma flip it down song. I will not wait on anything to happen. I will make it happen. I will take some action now. Don't wait on another day. God to make you way. I will take today. My day. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be my day. My day. This is the day that the Lord has made. It's gonna be a good day, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. It's gonna be a great day. But this is the day that the Lord has made. It's gonna be a good day, and I will rejoice because it's my day.
Tinasha Gray is on your radio. 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
Welcome back. Greetings. I'm Tinasha Gray here with you in the midday hours. 106 Live Radio. We are talking about domestic violence stories, challenges that may have occurred in the past. For our guests, we're looking deeper and to see what has really happened. Maybe someone can learn a thing or two from it. Nevertheless, we're also doing what we call an introspective look because we find that these things happen to make us stronger. And it calls us to be on the right path that allows us to fulfill our destiny. God has already given us some mandates. And I tell you, the reality of life is that things happen. People come into our world to derail what God has already ordained. And what do? All you can do is climb your way out of it and keep on moving in the direction that God has already ordained. I believe it is set, it is predetermined. How you journey through, that's a question, but it's already set. These are the things that we ought to accomplish. And today we're talking to Miss Tanika Smith. She's sharing about her life story and also about the passions and the things that she's been involved in as a result of some of her story. Welcome back. Welcome back, Tanika.
Okay.
As we talked earlier, I know we kind of went through some of the stories pre-marriage, and then you got married to the individual who created a whole lot of turmoil for you. And how do you feel all of this may have stunted your growth in becoming all that you can be?
I feel like it stunted my growth a lot. I used to feel that way. But as you just said, everything is predestined and preordained. And I do feel as though some of the things that happen in our life is a result of our choices that we make. And so I believe that it is a result of what has happened to me that has shaped me to be the person that I am today. And although I'm not proud of some of the things that I've done in that relationship as well, because, just to be honest, there have been, some times that I might have maybe provoked the situation as well. But ultimately, at the end of the day, that doesn't give anyone the right to put their hands on me. So I do feel as though that some of the things that I've gone through, again, have shaped me to be who I am today. So even though I feel like it might have stunted my growth, I do feel as though some of the reason why my growth is stunted is because of the choices that I've made, particularly with that particular relationship.
Okay. And so we know that growth can be stunted. However, I'm also very much aware that the God that we serve is a restorer, and he sure can give you acceleration to the point where you can, within a year, you can have made up for all that was lost or all that was stolen. Do you feel like you've come to that place where you can say, I am restored, or I am being restored? Are you in any of that place right now?
I feel like I'm being restored. I don't feel like I'm completely restored. I kind of want to go back to finishing off the story that I left off with. At the end of that story, he was charged with several charges, hostage, holding us hostage, felony, attempted murder, a terroristic, all kinds of stuff. He was facing 25 years in jail for that.
Did he serve it?
He did not. He did not. Once he went to jail, I felt like I was free. I could breathe. But if I'm going to be quite honest, I missed him. He was my husband. He was my best friend. So I thought. And so I was conflicting, as many women are, in their, well, do I proceed forward? What am I supposed to do? So in the midst of all of that, I want to go back to what you were saying about obedience. Me and my children, I saw this house. It was a brand new house. I would go to the house literally every day. My children and I would physically lay hands on this house, pray, God, give us this house. This is our house. I don't know how I was going to get it, but God, I got to have this house. I got the house.
Wow.
I got the house. It was a brand new house, 4-bedroom, beautiful home. So the prosecutors wanted to prosecute him badly. The district attorney showed up at my brand new house with paperwork. We just want to make sure you're coming to court, Miss Smith. Because we want to lock him up.
Okay.
So I don't remember the specifics as to why he didn't go to jail. He was in jail, and I think he was in jail for several months. But as far as the charges were concerned, I think I didn't testify or something. I just couldn't bring myself to have him serve 25 years. After everything that he had just did, I couldn't bring myself. I just couldn't do it.
Wow.
But when I walked into my brand new home, as I walked over the threshold, I heard in my head clearly the Lord say to me, if you let him in here, you're going to lose everything. I heard him say that. If you let him in, because I heard him say it, and I stopped at the doorway. And I'm like, huh? And he repeated himself. If you let him in here, you're going to lose everything.
Wow.
So when you talk about obedience is better than sacrifice, that was a hard lesson that I had to learn, because breaking that down in layman's terms, when you're disobedient, you sacrifice your finances, you sacrifice your livelihood, you sacrifice relationships with people that love you, friends and family. I sacrificed everything for my selfish needs and being disobedient to staying with this person that God never ordained me to be with.
So what are you saying? You allowed him to come back?
I allowed him to come back.
And you lost everything?
I lost everything.
Oh gosh.
Literally.
Oh no.
I lost my job. I lost the house. I lost my car.
The house you prayed for.
The house I prayed for. Me and my children walked and laid hands on the house.
You lost it.
I lost it because
It's
of my
possible.
disobedience.
It's possible.
And because of my choices, right?
Yeah.
Can I blame him for that? No. Because in a marriage, if a man cheats on a woman, yes, if a woman knows that a man is married and she lays with him, she's wrong. That's adultery. But your covenant relationship is with your husband. So my relationship was with my God, and I disobeyed him. So he's part of the blame, but ultimately is my who I answer to is him, and I disobeyed him.
Wow.
So I lost my house. I lost my job. When he came back into the house, the jail was actually calling me. Hey, Miss Smith, we just want to let you know your husband is being released. And they're calling me, and I'm on my way to the jail to pick him up. So it got to the point where I was calling the police on him, but then I was bailing him out. So the police got tired of me, and I got arrested eventually.
Oh, man.
Because I'm charging him, he's charging me, and they were tired. They were tired. And I understood that. I've had an attempted murder charge that was dismissed. I've tried to stab him. It was madness.
Wow.
So I'm literally sitting in a jail cell, sleep, crying. I used to be a correctional officer. I'm going into the jail. They've charged me with attempted murder because I'm protecting myself. And they're telling me to squat, cough, and take your clothes off. Squat. I did this to people coming into jail.
Wow.
So it humbled me in ways that you can't imagine.
Wow.
And I'm laying in jail, and I'm crying myself to sleep on the floor in something called a boat. They give you this little hard thing that you sleep on. And I wake up to smelling burning feces because a female was arrested for drug possession. She went to the bathroom, took the drugs out, smeared it in the floor to take it out and smoke it through a burning.
I'm so sorry.
So I'm laying here like, Tanika, you have a master's degree. Not that I'm better than anyone, but you have a master's degree, and you're laying here and you're dealing with this.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So I have stories for days,
Sure.
but the bottom line is, once he came back into the house, friends and family, are you okay? Is he hitting you? Are y'all good? No, we're good. Lying. Lying. He wasn't really hitting me. Everything was good. He was restraining himself. But we did get in a couple of arguments and he pushed me around. But it was when I broke my ankle. I physically broke my ankle. Like it was dangling. My ankle was broke.
How did that happen?
That happened because I was literally trying to kill him. And what happened is when I went to charge him, he pushed me, and because he had hit me, and I just was tired. Like, you're not gonna keep putting your hands on me. So I was really defending myself. But when I went towards him, he pushed me, and my body fell one way, and my foot stayed planted the other.
Wow.
So my ankle literally broke. So I lied to friends, and everybody that knows me knows that I love to wear flip-flops. And so I said, well, it was raining and the wood is slippery, and I broke my ankle that way, but that's not really what happened.
Wow.
So I knew that once I lost my house, okay, something has to give, because either you're going to be in jail or he's going to be in jail. Both of y'all are going to be dead. I have kids. So when I lost my house, they had a program called Cash for Keys. As long as you turn in your keys, the house is clean, they'll give you money. So, a friend of mine was like, hey, I'm here. Your sister's in Atlanta. Why don't you move to Atlanta? Just get a fresh start. So that's what I did. That's how I ended up transitioning here. And I've been here 10 years now.
From Brooklyn?
From Virginia.
Virginia. Okay.
I knew if I didn't leave the situation, I would never have gotten out of it. So I had to physically remove myself. And so since I've been here, we continue to go back and forth, but I knew it wasn't going to be the same ever. So probably about 4 years ago, maybe, I decided to do a support group. It's called Purple Pearl, and it's for women that has overcome domestic abuse or that is still trying to recover from domestic abuse.
Okay.
So I did that, thinking that I was helping other people, but really I was still healing myself.
Right.
And it's still a healing process because trauma is real. And, I've developed PTSD from that, anxiety. I can't hear loud arguing. If I hear hollering and screaming, I instantly break down. I separate myself from people. I can't hear those things.
That is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so sorry that you had to go through and endure any of that. When we come back, I do want to talk about where you are now and about Purple Pearls. So we can get into that, because I know you're also passionate about helping others now that you're on the other side of the healing process there. Okay, we'll be right back.
Your vote, your voice. Voting is your chance to stand up and give voice to the issues you care most about. It is an opportunity to hold elected officials accountable for how they use your tax dollars and the decisions they make that affect your community and generations to come. Remember, your vote is your voice. This is a special announcement from 106 Live Radio and 106 Inspiration, encouraging you to cast your vote.
If you talk and they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So don't hear you can do it if you try.
LiveFly is a place where your unique ideas are embraced and blank canvases come alive. If you dream it, we will help you build it. We are your brand and social network and cheerleaders. For more information, visit us at www.lipfly.com or call 770-906-1669, LIPFLY, on all social media platforms. Build, brand, buzz. That's LipFly.
We're all doing a lot. A lot of swiping, scrolling, and social media stalking. A whole lot of nothing. So let's take a stand against sitting. Let's care more about strolling than scrolling. Let's make moves together, starting now.
Let us remember that we are the United States of America. We are one race. That is the human race. Hate will not win. As we came together in 2011, let us be reminded that we are greater, stronger, and mightier together. Let us unite and fight terrorism, hatred, and discrimination. United we stand, divided we fall.
This message has been brought to you by C. Harper Services Enterprise.
All we need is hope, and for that we have each other.
COVID-19 has changed the way we do everything. If you have a product or service, if you own a business, 106 Live Radio is the place for you. We've got some options for you, whether it's interviews, whether it's advertising, whether it's just sharing with our listening audience what it is you do. Please contact us at advertise at 106 Live Radio, and we will give you the options that will best serve you. Don't let COVID-19 destroy your business or entity. There's hope. Give us a call.
Uplifting, inspiring, and encouraging. Thanks for choosing 106inspiration.com.
This discussion is made possible through the Source of Wellness Ministries,
a ministry designed to promote balance between soul, spirit, body connection. At Source of Wellness, we believe optimum wellness is achievable. We encourage you to experience the difference with connection to the source.
As wellness enthusiasts, our focus is to live a well-balanced life that pleases the Lord Jesus Christ. A well-balanced life gives you direction. It keeps you on the right path that ultimately leads you to the fulfillment of your divine calling.
Our mission at Source of Wellness Ministries is to facilitate comfort, coach through wellness education, and empower you to live well, move well, and be well.
To get more information and to learn more about our ministries, who we are, our beliefs, and mission, please visit us online at sourceofwellness.org. Please email us at info@sourceofwellness.org.
Our book series and written testimony are all available on Amazon.com. We pray that you are inspired to live a full and abundant life, to aspire to wholeness and your overall health and wellness.
Now I know we had to do it again, right? Oh, but this time I brought the band of singers with me. Let's give it to them, y'all. Hey, here we go. Take my riches, take my fame, take the microphone, take the stage, take my glory, take my name, take it away. Suffer now, later will reign, and that applies to the saint that went against the grain. Life is hard, but I miss the pain. Saints fight hard, we anticipate. That's great day. We got applause, there be no remorse and no shame. Everything you thought you lost, you regain, and you get rewards because you behave. Let me make it plain. All of the faithful saint to get paid, to prove your commitment to God is not vain. And we'll get to enter the joy of our King when I see His face. Not worried about the things He'll say. I'll give my reward. Yeah. Can't wait to see Jesus. And He, everybody say reward. Hey, hey, hey. Everybody say, I'll give my reward. This song right here is for the faithful. And He is my reward. No, this ain't home. Keep your platinum, keep your gold, keep your black card and your Patron. None of that matters when I'm gone. In the maddest throne, silver, gold, and precious stones. What's our faith for? What's my goal? Yahweh's glory on my own. Actors act for Golden Globe. Rappers rap for award shows. Platinum, blacks, and pure gold. Our reward is Christ alone. When I say so long, the finale is finally I'll be home. But work in this quality will be shown. Eternally, Christ the King will be known. When I see His face. Not worried about the things He'll say. I'm confident. When I see Him, I'm gonna give my reward. Yeah. Can't wait. I'm coming home, Jesus. Hey, hey, hey. Let's go. Let's hit them with the hey, 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 hey. Say reward, yes. We out of here, y'all.
I'm restored and I've been rewarded. I'm redeemed from guilt and shame. Never rejected, just reconnected. Now I'm exalted because I know His name. Thank you for my storm. I'm restored. I've been rewarded. I'm redeemed from guilt and shame. Never rejected, just reconnected. Now I'm exalted because I know His name. I like this part right here. It's all over, but you gotta believe it. God said it. Whoa! Listen, I'm healed and rebuilt and restored. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You gotta believe it. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm restored and I've been rewarded. I'm from guilt and shame, never rejected, just reconnected. And now I'm exalted because I know His name. Come on, take it up. I'm restored. Oh, yeah. And I've been rewarded. I've been redeemed. There's no more guilt and shame. Never, you never. Thank you for keeping me calm. You told me that you did it because if you believe it, say it's done. Oh, I believe it in my heart. The struggle is over. And I don't care what they say. God said it. I'm healed. And I'm glad about it now. You made me over again. Nobody separate me from the love of God. No. Healed
rebuilt. Jesus. Anybody restored? Cause I know I am restored, rebuilt. I'm healed and delivered. I'm changed and rearranged, anointed, appointed. I'm free from the rumors, from bondage. Yes, I am released from shackles and loosed from chains. And I'm bigger and I'm smarter and I'm covered under the blood. I'm ready for new levels to go higher. Victorious, victorious, victorious. Yeah, we committed, we dedicated, we connected and protected from danger, from danger. I'm a winner, a winner. Hey, Jesus, my storm. I realize you let me go through it so that you can bring me out.
Tinasha Gray is on your radio. 106liveradio.com, where excitement meets diversity 24/7.
Welcome back. Welcome back to 106 Live Radio. Tinasha Gray Show here with you in the midday hours. We bring you the inspiration, education, and the empowerment that you need to keep you well balanced, whether it's professionally or personally. That's our mandate here on Tinasha Gray Show. I'm your host, Tinasha Gray, and I'm enjoying the company of Miss Tanika Smith. We've been talking about her journey, her life, and the things that has occurred in her life to get her where she needs to be. Mm-hmm. And we just had an angel walk through the door. Yeah, a very familiar angel, but yes, with bearing gifts, bearing fruit, bearing the word of God. Yes. And so we have so much to be grateful for, a lot to rejoice over today. We understand that all things may not be planned by us, but it's definitely planned and predestined by the Lord our God. And so let's continue on our journey. We must be doing something right, girl. Mm-hmm. We must be doing something right on this fateful day. Yeah. Let's keep on going because you were telling me, let's recap a little bit for our audience. As Tanika Smith was sharing earlier concerning her history with domestic violence, we understood that 2 years within a relationship, you were so overwhelmed with abusive circumstances. But like we always do, sometimes the signs are not enough. The pain is not enough. The crying, the heartache is not enough. We get married to this individual, and then it continues, it escalates, children are involved, and now we're looking at you having to decide whether or not to press charges against this man, and rightfully so, it's your husband. So you decided not to press charge, which would have allowed him to be in prison for about 25 years. Mm-hmm. And you went and you did again another disobedient act of allowing him to come back into your brand new home that you paid and prayed for. And now he was invited back into your home, which God spoke to you and he said,
do not let him in or you're going to lose everything.
And you lost everything, which confirmed that it was the voice of God. And now we're in a situation where you are now being incriminated, again, press charges against, because you're now facing murder charges.
Attempted murder
charges. Mm-hmm. And you're having to spend time within prison walls when you were a correction officer on the other end of that. Now you're behind bars in that scene, and I'm talking about it like a movie, right? But now you're facing life in what we call it a feces hole, for lack of, just to keep it politically correct. But
Correct.
it's a place where your memory just lights up because your senses are involved.
Right.
And so you remember this, and it was as bad as, I guess, some people say hell. I don't think hell is that bad, but yes, it was really bad.
It was.
And now we are in that scene where you are getting ready to make some other big decisions.
Well,
because you moved.
I moved. Well, the situation that happened in jail, that was I think that was before I got married.
Really?
Child.
How long were you married for?
Got married in 2000. Probably like 4 years, 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
Maybe 3 years.
Okay.
But we had been together for years before then, but kind of just maybe 3 or 4 years, because I didn't get divorced until I got here.
Okay. So then you moved. When did you move here?
I moved here October 2010. That's when I lost my house. I had to turn over my keys to my brand new house, and me and my children laid hands on. The Lord blessed me with. I turned in my keys. I left my brand new home. I moved to Atlanta. I have a sister here, and I was looking for apartments. Had no idea that the apartment that I chose was the same apartment complex that she lived in all of Atlanta. So, which was great because my sister has a son at the time. She only had a son. And so we were each other's support groups. So we helped one another. I tried to, get on my feet, but I was still dealing with the residue of my disobedience.
Sure. So
I'm coming to Atlanta thinking I got a master's degree. I'm about to get me a job. Not so. Everybody in Atlanta has a master's degree. Atlanta is a very progressive place for African American people. More so from where I left, which was the Richmond, Virginia area. And I just ignorantly assumed that I was going to be able to obtain employment, and I didn't. So I worked plenty of odd end jobs. I did whatever I had to do to support my children and I eventually came into my own, and I am now providing counseling for substance abuse and mental health patients. I also do behavioral life coaching as well. And I have a support group for women going through domestic abuse, trying to come out of domestic abuse. It's called Purple Pearls. And, what helped me to forgive him was when I became a substance abuse counselor. And that is when I came here, and I was able to see what he was going through on his end, suffering with his past traumas and, his substance abuse, and his mental illness. It allowed me to see it from another spectrum, because now I'm a practitioner, so I understand a little bit more and I can be a little bit more compassionate. But it was a double-edged sword, because it allowed me to start healing and not take things personally, even though it personally happened to me. But as believers, we have to be able to forgive. And I'm still struggling with forgiveness in certain areas of my life. I don't want to make it seem like I'm perfect, because I'm not. But I know in that particular area, that is what the process was to allow me to begin to move forward with my forgiveness towards him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's transition into talking about your passion,
Mhm.
purple pearls.
Mhm.
What does that mean to you?
Purple pearls. Well, purple is the color for domestic abuse. And so pearls is it's a process when you're developing a pearl. So I wanted women to know that although you're bruised, you're not battered. You're a survivor. Even though you have scars, that doesn't mean you can't get up and walk away.
Which you do have some scars from your.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Physical scars,
Mhm.
mental scars. And those scars don't go away, but you can't live in those, because if you do, it will consume you. So I wanted, even though there's the pressure is there to develop that pearl, once it's developed, it's beautiful. And so what allowed me to also start moving on is I reacquainted myself with myself. I remembered who I was. And once I realized who I was, what are you doing? You are Tanika. You can't accept this type of abuse. Do you know who you are? Do you know how God sees you? And so once I start refueling my mind with his word and remembering how he sees me and that I'm the apple of his eye, that allowed me to move forward. And then that gave me strength to be able to encourage other women that are going through it or need the strength to get out of it. And it's easy to judge other women, but I believe that anyone that has gone through anything will be able to hear from someone that is hear the sound in someone's voice that has overcome what they are trying to overcome. Because I mean, I can tell you how it is, what you shouldn't do to not abuse substances, but I've never honestly been a substance abuser. So in order to tell another woman, look, I've gone through this, I've made mistakes, I've humiliated myself, because that's what I've done. I've humiliated myself, I've made mistakes, but I got out, and you can too. So don't judge yourself. You know, you're human, you can get out of it. I provide tips for women. One tip would be, you know, if you're in a situation and you know you're not going to leave, you got to be truthful with yourself. If you know you're not going to leave, but you're fearful, make sure you have a bag packed and you put it in the trunk of your car. So if you have to leave fast, you can just go. You don't have to worry about packing a bag, or, you know, make sure you have a bag packed and you hide it in your trunk. Maybe put it in a grocery bag and it looks like groceries or something, but don't obviously put it in a book bag, you know. And those things sound trivial. Why should I have to go through all of this? But this is a process that women have to go through. And unfortunately, some women and men, because there are men that have been abused, but some women have not gotten out of the situation with their life alive. So I am grateful that I was able to get out of the situation. My life was could have been taken on several occasions.
Yeah, especially that one time when the blood of Jesus protected you.
Right.
So good.
Right.
I love it.
So, you know, there are things that women need to know and understand to help them to get through that process. And again, we talk about soul ties. And if you're not familiar with what a soul tie is, and you don't understand spiritual things, you want to leave, but you leave, but then you end up going back. It's a spiritual soul tie. I really don't have time to talk about that today.
I know.
But it's a soul tie, and those soul ties have to be broken. And also, back to my mother, generational curses.
Sure.
So she went through domestic abuse. I went through domestic abuse. I don't want my daughters going through domestic abuse. So I talk to my daughters openly. I advise other women, you know, have someone that you can talk to, that you trust. that you don't feel as though would judge you, to help you get through it or help you to get the strength to get out of it. So it's about breaking generational curses. That's what Purple Pearls is about. Breaking generational curses, helping women to see the value within themselves, and helping them to encourage them to get strength to move on, or if they're still in the situation, to have courage to dig themselves out of that situation.
Wow. Well, I thank you so much for sharing this information with us. And I do know, even now, as you're a counselor and a coach for mental health, illness, and domestic violence, and also for people who are needing some type of guidance and coaching to pull them up, we want to find out, how can people get in touch with you?
Well, my Purple Pearls group, I have a group on Meetup. It's an app. It's called Meetup, and you can look me up. It's called Purple Pearls. You'll see it. It's a picture with purple pearls. You can contact me that way, or you can contact me via Facebook. I have a Facebook page. It's Tanika Altavis. My mother decided to name me after Sammy Davis Jr.'s wife. I don't know why. I hated that middle name, but I've embraced it now.
Okay.
Or you can contact me on Facebook at Tanika Altavis. You can inbox me. I have a personal page you can follow, and I have a page just for Tanika Altavis, and you can contact me that way.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And we just declare God's blessings upon you as you go forth and fulfill that destiny that God has already placed within your heart.
Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. We enjoyed you. Thank you so much.
Broadcasting live from Atlanta while serving the entire globe. It's the fastest growing radio on the web. It's 106liveradio.com.
Let us remember that we are the United States of America. We are one race. That is the human race. Hate will not win. As we came together in 2011, let us be reminded that we are greater, stronger, and mightier together. Let us unite and fight terrorism, hatred, and discrimination. United we stand, divided we fall.
This message has been brought to you by C. Harper Services Enterprise.